Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Josh and you're watching Our History. Today we're going over the life of the Khoikhoi-Doman, a tribesman and interpreter, played a significant role in the early Dutch settlement at the Cape of Good Hope. So if you enjoy this, please be sure to like, and if you're new here, consider smashing that subscribe button. And if this isn't your first rodeo and you haven't shown some love to that subscribe yet, now is your opportunity. Thank you for watching. Doman, a Khoikhoi tribesman and interpreter, played a significant role in the early Dutch settlement at the Cape of Good Hope. Employed by the Dutch East India Company, Doman was among the first interpreters hired to facilitate communication between the Dutch and the local Khoikhoi people. However, his perspective changed after being taken to Java in 1657, where he witnessed the company's oppressive treatment of the native population. Motivated by a desire for justice, Doman revolted against the Dutch upon his return to Africa and led his people in the First Khoikhoi-Dutch War of 1659 and 1660. Although unsuccessful in storming the Dutch fort, Doman's bravery earned him respect, and he later resumed his role as an interpreter for the Dutch. Biography. Doman, also known as Nommoa, was a Khoikhoi interpreter who worked for the Dutch. His Dutch name is believed to be derived from either the Afrikaans word Dominee, meaning parson, or the Khoikhoi word Domi, meaning voice. He was hired along with another interpreter, Khoikhoi-Dutch, by the Dutch at the recommendation of their first interpreter, Ochumato, a Khoikhoi chief. Doman and Khoikhoi-Dutch acted as interpreters for the Dutch in Ochumato's absence from the settlement. Doman was in the service of the Dutch East India Company during the time of Jan van Riebeeck's arrival in South Africa. In his diaries, van Riebeeck's diarist noted Doman's positive disposition towards the Dutch and his value to the company. However, in April 1657, Doman was taken to Java by Riklof van Guns, where he witnessed the Dutch imposition of rule over the local population. This experience is believed to have led Doman to perceive the threat that Dutch colonialism posed to the Khoikhoi way of life. Additionally, during this trip, Doman observed the resistance of the Bantamese people against the Dutch domination in North Java. Doman expressed his desire to convert to Christianity and distance himself from his African community, with the intention of speeding up his return to Africa. Upon his return, Doman frequently clashed with Krotoa, accusing her of attempting to gain favor with the Dutch and betraying their people, in a noteworthy incident in 1658. When the Dutch leader van Riebeeck held several Khoikhoi leaders hostage, Doman was the lone dissenter who voiced his opposition. This illustrates Doman's willingness to challenge authority and stand up for the rights of his people. Ochumato was banished, leading to Krotoa taking over the Dutch trade with the local people. In May 1659, when Krotoa attempted to mediate a cattle negotiation between the Dutch and the Khoikhoi people, Doman tried to intervene, but he was hindered and further publicly beaten. Later that year, Doman was accused by van Riebeeck, the Dutch commander, of stealing company cattle, murdering a Dutchman, and pilfering his firearm. Doman played a significant role in the First Khoikhoi-Dutch War of 1659 and 1660. He firmly supported his people and advocated for the expulsion of the Dutch from the Cape. Doman provided strategic advice on how to exploit Dutch military weaknesses and led to assaults on rainy days, knowing it would hinder the Dutch's use of gunpowder. His tactics included stealing livestock such as sheep and cattle, as well as setting crops and homesteads on fire. While they successfully captured numerous outlying settlements, Doman and his guerrillas lacked the necessary resources to conquer the Dutch fort at the Cape. Doman suffered a significant injury during the war on the 19th of July 1659 when he was struck by a musket ball. This injury resulted in paralysis of one arm, which contributed to the eventual conclusion of the war. However, after peace negotiations held in April and May 1660, Doman was permitted to return to his Dutch counterparts, resuming his role as an interpreter. Sadly, he passed away on the 12th of December 1663. The Dutch governor, Zacharias Wagenaar, noted that Doman had been a troublesome and vindictive individual towards the company, implying that his death was not mourned by them. legacy. In 2019, the South African National Defence Forces Reserve Unit, Unit 30, Field Workshop underwent a significant change in its name and was officially renamed the Doman Field Workshop. This renaming was done to pay tribute to Doman and to honour his contributions to the history of South Africa. The Doman Field Workshop is a part of the reserve force and plays a crucial role in supporting the South African military by providing maintenance and repair services for various equipment and machinery. This change reflects the unit's commitment to preserving the legacy of Doman and serves as a reminder of the importance of his work. If you enjoy this channel and you would like to support more content like this, because all contributions are greatly appreciated, please check out the Patreon link in the description below.